Rain lashed against the windows of my office, mirroring the storm brewing inside me. A crumpled note lay on my desk, the words stark against the cheap paper: "Meet me at the clock tower, midnight. Bring the manuscript." Damn it all. This was it. The culmination of months of chasing shadows, whispers, and dead ends. I, Detective Leo Maxwell, was finally going to meet the invisible writer. The invisible writer. The city's literary phantom. No one knew their real name, their face, or even their gender. They'd burst onto the scene 6 months ago, their debut novel, Crimson Kisses, a whirlwind of passion, betrayal, and murder, becoming an instant bestseller. But the author remained elusive. Communicating only through their publisher, a nervous little man named Mr. Finch, my interest wasn't literary. Crimson Kisses bore an uncanny resemblance to a real unsolved murder case from 10 years prior, the victim, a young actress named Isabella Rossi. Details only the killer could have known were woven into the narrative. My gut screamed plagiarism. Or something far more sinister: midnight. The clock tower loomed, gothic and imposing, against the tempestuous sky. I huddled in the shadows, my trench coat pulled tight, the manuscript, a first edition of Crimson Kisses, clutched in my hand. A figure emerged from the fog, cloaked and hooded, their face obscured. "You have it," a voice rasped. Muffled by the hood, I nodded, holding up the book. "I have questions." The figure chuckled, a dry, rasping sound. "Questions are for fools, detective. I have answers." They lunged. Not with a weapon, but with surprising speed. They snatched the manuscript and vanished into the fog as quickly as they'd appeared. Damn it. I'd been played. I spent the next week in a frenzy. I interrogated Mr. Finch, who trembled and stammered, claiming he'd never met the author. I revisited the Rossi case files, searching for any connection to the book. Nothing. The invisible writer was a ghost, a phantom, untouchable. Then, a breakthrough. A single word, scrawled on the inside cover of the stolen manuscript: Isabella. A shiver ran down my spine. It wasn't just a name. It was a clue. I dug deeper into Isabella Ross's life. She'd been a rising star, beautiful and talented. But she'd also had a secret, a passionate, whirlwind romance with a struggling writer. His name? Ethan Blackwood. He'd disappeared after her murder, never to be seen again. Ethan Blackwood. The invisible writer? It was too perfect. The jilted lover, writing his way to fame and revenge, confessing his crime through fiction. I felt a surge of triumph. I was so close. I tracked Blackwood down to a secluded cabin in the mountains. He was older now, his face lined and weary, but his eyes still held a spark of the passion that had captivated Isabella. He confessed everything. He'd written the book. He admitted, a twisted tribute to his lost love. He hadn't killed Isabella, he swore, but he'd used details from their relationship, details only he knew, to make the book authentic, to keep her memory alive. I arrested him, the case closed. Another mystery solved. But something didn't feel right. Blackwood's story was too clean, too convenient. There were inconsistencies, gaps in his narrative. And then there was the word Isabella on the manuscript. It wasn't written in Blackwood's handwriting. I went back to the Rossi case files, poring over every detail. And then I saw it. A small, almost insignificant detail, overlooked for 10 years. Isabella Rossi had a twin sister. Her name? Isabella Rossi. Identical in every way, except for a small birthmark on her left hand. The birthmark that wasn't mentioned in the book. I found the twin sister. She was living under an assumed name, working as a librarian. She'd been obsessed with her sister's life, her fame, her lover. She'd written the book, not as a tribute, but as a confession. She'd killed her sister, jealous of her success, and then used Ethan Blackwood, her sister's former lover, as a scapegoat, planting the details of their relationship in her book. She'd even forged his handwriting on the inside cover of the manuscript. The invisible writer wasn't Ethan Blackwood. It was Isabella Ross's twin, the forgotten sister, the one who had lived in the shadows, until she decided to step into the light, even if it meant revealing her darkest secret. The simple love story was a lie, a carefully crafted facade hiding a twisted tale of jealousy, obsession, and murder. The rain had stopped, and a sliver of moon peeked through the clouds, illuminating the truth. Sometimes, the most invisible writers are the ones hiding in plain sight.